All right, everybody, welcome to TAMU Datathon 2021. We're so glad that everyone is here and everyone chose to spend their weekend doing the best thing anyone can do, which is data science and machine learning. So pat yourselves in the back for the fact that you chose to be here. Congratulations, you're at TD 2021. Awesome. So just appreciate this venue for a little bit because we are on some hallowed grounds now. We beat MLS last week, and I'm feeling pretty good about it right now. So we're going to round of applause this is a pretty cool space, so feel free to make the most of it and make use of it in every way that you can. I just want some information about our participants a little. Who's first hackathon? Who has Datathon as our first hackathon? Okay. All right. Who has been to a Datathon before? Okay. Wow. All right. So kind of split even. Who went to 2020 and 2019? All right. Well, regardless of if you've been here before or if you've even coded before, even if you think you know nothing, please submit something, because you never know what you don't know, and you never know what you do know. I remember at my first Datathon, I didn't know how to write Python or do much of anything, but it was still a great experience, and I actually met my roommates. So you never know who you'll be here to. So please, anyone from any background, if you're not in computer science or mathematics, or maybe like biology or a different discipline, I promise you that Datathon and data science has a lot to offer. And again, I just want to emphasize that anyone at any skill level is welcome here. Any coursework if you're a freshman or a graduate student, if you've never coded before in your life, or you wrote Google, Datathon has something here for you. So thank you all for coming. Finally, I just want to mention that everything here is. Oh, goodness. Wow. Well, please stay. And everyone is welcome. Most importantly, everything is free. So we have free food, free shirts, free merch, free prizes if you win. So you have investable free knowledge to learn, especially attend our workshops, which are a very underrated part of Datathon. That will be starting at 1 p.m. today. Only be free with the help of our generous sponsors. Let's give a round of applause for them. We have to give the General Motors, Paris, TTI, and Salonis will also come later today. So please make sure to make use of the space and our sponsors that we have here. Our sponsors are here for you. They're here to talk to you. And they're here actually to talk to you right now. So if you could please welcome our first keynote speaker from General Motors to the stage. Thank you. Give them a round of applause.
Much longer walk than I anticipated. But it works. Awesome. Good. Thank you everybody for guiding me here today. Welcome to your Texas and Datathon. So I was asked to talk to you guys for a few minutes about things that I think are important if what we want to do is related to data science and artificial intelligence and machine learning. And I'm going to give you a preview of a talk that my boss is going to give in a few weeks that I'm writing for him. And the focus of the work that we do is on problems that no one has solved before with data sets nobody has ever seen. And one of the things that we regularly end up with is that we need to solve hard problems in novel ways. And so a little bit about me. I'm not a data scientist. I'm not a machine learning scientist by training. I am certainly by training. But I'm a mathematical physicist and who has a previous life doing quantum algebra and quantum computing. But one of those things that I'm able to do, since I'm in general letters, is I'm able to leverage those skills to really kind of come up and invent quite a lot of things. And this is because my background differs from my area of work. And as it stands, really, one of the things that you should be aware of is that we are in the middle of an AI hype cycle. AI is a big thing to do. It's very popular. Everybody is really everywhere about it. It's all over the news and various other things. And there are some good reasons for this. One is that we're finally have the technologies to make ML operational. We can use it on a regular basis and to put it together. And we have maturity of research and accessibility standards. So upcoming problems and other things, so that access to be able to do machine learning is much better than it was in our stay out from here. These signs are okay. And lots of data, and then a big sensors everywhere for everything that you want to do. And this is great. This makes artificial intelligence, this makes machine learning, this makes data science more accessible to everybody. But there are some problems that come up with this. And I will go through it. I'm sure that you're all capable of reading the slides. So what I want to point you to is sort of a generalization of this whole thing that exists in the Twitter comments of a guy named Francois Chalet. Francois Chalet is the guy who invented Keras, which is the most popular API for being able to program out networks. Now, one of the things that Chalet very astutely mentioned recently is that deep learning is not magic. So none of these techniques are magic. They are tools that you need to be able to know how to use. But when you know how to use them, you can apply them to all sorts of new things that no They may not be the fanciest or the most spectacularly amazing thing, but you can build backwards. You can build all sorts of new and previously impossible wonders. And those things will be able to change the world. But you have to know the limitations you get into. And as part of this, when you're dealing with problems nobody's ever had to solve before, it gets dark. So you spend a lot of time wandering in the wilderness thinking that you're alone. And what I want to do is to go ahead and say that if you fall into that chasm while you are here, remember that you are here with everybody else that is in this datathon with you. So it is wandering the wilderness. I tell my employees that that's what the job is, but that we wander together and that we face the abyss together. And that this is part of the strength of what the profession is. And there are some good, important tools, some mindsets, some traits that we've been able to identify that are really relevant. And this fact we made available to you, I hope. So I'm not going to read everything, but there are a couple of key points. And the first one of those is that the people who solve hard problems are the people who are curious. I cannot understate the importance of curiosity and enthusiasm, anything that you are going to do from here on forward. So the other thing you need to do is it really helps to know math. As part of knowing the math, it helps to know additional disciplines beyond just what data science is. So we welcome biologists, physicists, mathematicians, and various others into the fold here, and what he's doing is he's providing additional context. He's providing new ways to frame up problems. And as part of that, as we apply different frames to the problems that you've got, so what you can do is you can work smarter, not harder. So having a little bit of background, a little bit of theory goes a long way. Design is really relevant and really helpful to being able to achieve the goals that you want. And, you know, what you want to make sure to do is, as you go through and you find people who can help lead you through, so one of the things to look out for, as somebody who's made that transition, is to make sure that you find leaders who define what needs to be done, not telling you how to get that done. So a friend of mine put it that there are some leaders who are going to micromanage you that are going to give you a car and tell you how to drive a race. Some are going to give you a car and say, go get the race. And what you really need to be able to do is paint the box of parts and say, the race is on Sunday, be ready. And so what does it mean to solve hard problems in novel ways? Well, one of those is that AI systems are not just monolithic machine learning models that do everything for everyone. So they are collections of not just ML models, but also scientific computing models, various other tools. Everything you can put together to solve the problem is fair game when that problem is critical to have a solution. And so whatever you need to do, whatever you need to bring in, so AI provides you with a list of functions to be able to integrate with other tools. So, and this interdisciplinarity thing is one of the biggest factors that my team at General Motors, so the AI and Machine Learning Center of Excellence, is really learned. We hire in economists, we hire in neuroscientists, we hire in mathematicians and physicists, because they bring additional background, because they can look at the problems in ways that I can't, and they can provide us with new ways of thinking about what's going to happen, and that's where the magic is, when you look at something in a way that nobody else has looked at it prior to you. And so to wrap up here for a minute, so that I can give a second to my vision as a service friends, I wanted to leave you with some references that are of use that I have found very professionally profound. And these are about topics that aren't necessarily data science directly, but give you tons of new ideas. My favorite of these personally is this 7 Sketches in Compositionality. Understanding the ethics of the data that you're going to use, understanding the ways in which you need to consider the different perspectives through which you have gone through and gathered data are just as important as the ability to manipulate it and build out models in whatever ways that you need. And so I'm going to turn this over for a sec so that some Adam here can tell you about some cool things that are being directly done in GM.
Thank you, Matthew. Really appreciate the thoughts on hard problems. GM has quite a few hard problems, and so it's exciting to see that. I think you also mentioned diversity, and that's as well. Diversity in thought and background, because it helps in solving those hard problems and bringing different perspectives. So I'm with manufacturing IT with General Motors. And I wanted to share with you some of the hard problems that we're trying to solve on our team and talk a little bit about some of the technology that we're using. So one of the things we're exploring right now is immersive technology. There's quite a few cool things that are being done with systems like HoloLens. And we're looking at ways we might use that in car manufacturing. So here you can see taking parts, kind of overlaying it on the car, and using it to explore the inside of the car. We can talk more about some of these things in a bit. Here you can also see the reading data. This is another vision instruction system that we're working on. And here you can see some work that we've been doing in Unreal Engine. We have a series of cameras that outline a part that's moving down the assembly line. And the challenge is to find what parts of the part that those cameras can see and find optimal positions for the cameras. So all of that can be done in simulation. If you think about trying to set up the system in the real world and having all of the different cameras and trying to optimize them to have full part coverage, that's a challenging problem. But by doing it in simulation, you can use algorithms to find the optimal positions for these cameras. Finally, rotatory. So this problem is about fastening bolts on an engine that's moving down the line. So here we're showing some visual surveying where we're using the robot and a camera to detect the locations of those bolts, to detect the pose of the bolts, and then using the robot to fasten in the bolts. And for that, I'll hand it over to Josiah, who's going to introduce the challenge, which is based on this rotatory problem.
Thanks, Adam. Hey, y'all, and hello, the virtual world too. Hello from camera. I hope you guys are doing well. In your PJs. So yeah, I'm super excited for the challenge that Keynote is doing this year. Because I remember when I was doing the Datathon and something like everyone was wanting was like, let's work on real problems, you know, like. I don't want this like toy data sets, and I wanted to like actually solve a real problem. And so today you get the chance. So today you get the chance to actually solve a real problem that we're working on. And so, hey, if you come up with like a really good solution, like come talk to us because we're interested. But yeah, so I got on the slide right now, but you saw where the robot was drilled in a hole. So that actually requires two things. It requires you to be able to use a depth image of the hole to know the translation of that hole, to know where it is in camera coordinates. Is it up here? Is it translated up and to the right? And how is it rotated, right? Like how is that hole rotated in space? And so that's called pose estimation. And that will be the first challenge that we're solving today. And the second challenge, kind of sub-challenge, is robot control. And so the idea is if you can see the bolt moving in front of you, how do you control the robot to then track that bolt? So we're going to expose a couple endpoints and some code that you can clone from GitHub and get started right away with that. Yeah, so if you have any questions or if you're planning to compete in the challenge, please post your name or just post a little, hey, I'm competing in the challenge on our Discord channel. That would be super helpful for us because then we kind of know to reach out to you and see how things are going and connect with you that way. If you have any more questions, please come talk to us. I should say for prizes, for first place, we have everyone on the team for first place gets $200 in credit for Amazon to just like buy whatever you want. And then second place for the runner-up prizes are a RC car and also another friend. So if you just want to like let off some steam after winning, that's what that's for. So with that, I will hand it back over to Datathon. Thank you guys for being here. Everyone come talk to me. I would love to get to know you and hear your story. Thanks.
Thank you for General Motors for giving us that wonderful talk. And we'd like to welcome our next keynote speaker, Goldman Sachs, to the stage. So give them a round of applause.
Howdy! how that all can we do on a day-to-day basis to our engineering teams. To give you a sense of that, I'll kick off to Suresh, who's one of our senior leaders driving cloud efforts firm-wide. We'll be giving a really interesting talk on our use of the cloud. And so we'll kick it to him to talk a little bit about how that looks like, and we'll go much more depth in our talk there. And so we'll pass on to Suresh.
All right. Thank you for the participation here. Great to be here. Good morning. Great to see the energy here. Thanks for participating in today's Datathon. It's great to be here. I'm a proud Aggie as well. It's great to be here. My name is Suresh Kumar. I lead the public cloud engineering team at Goldman Sachs. So public cloud is at the center of everything that we do at Goldman Sachs these days. So as most of you probably aware, public cloud is driving innovation, driving agility, and also powering growth not only at Goldman Sachs, the whole financial industry. And Goldman Sachs is leading the way, and that's what we do at Goldman Sachs. We are we lead the way in technology, even though we are a financial company. Technology is at the center of everything that we do. We are engineering. We have 12,000 engineers and 1/3 of our firm, helping grow business. Working hand in hand with our business and our bankers as well as our wealth advisors to help innovation and drive innovation. So today at 5 o'clock, I'm doing a session to talk about how public cloud is helping us drive innovation, accelerate our business, and introducing new businesses as well. Goldman Sachs is an investment bank. It's been 150 years. In the last 5 years, we've been growing the consumer wealth management, building services for consumers like all of us. So hopefully when you graduate, you can get a Marcus account, which is a wealth management account, and we can talk about how public cloud is helping us expand into new business areas. So with this, I'm going to hand over to Greg.
Thank you, Josh. Good morning, everybody. My name is Greg Sanson. I'm a VP with Goldman Sachs. I've been with the firm for 5 years. I've had a very interesting journey doing business and engineering along in 5 years, doing everything from helping start marketing at Goldman Sachs 5 years ago, building Apple Card on cloud using social mesh technology, to now I'm actually helping design some of our new technologies, the things of fintech, to our what we call our wealth clients. Right? We have a lot of opportunity to do a lot of clients around the world, and we're driving engineering and technology using our products and our the opportunity to have even a more tech-focused firm than one might think of here in the world. So with that, what we're also doing is we're something differently about data and about some of the equities and securities out there. So for our challenge we're going to have today, we're going to have you led into data sets. We have historical market data, so we're very familiar with the discussion, and we have some of the data apps, the wealth and environmental data. There's a lot of correlation between the environments, things happening there, and the markets. So instead of us waiting to go out and find this answer for us, we're asking you to look at it yourself, do the data mining, do the modeling, and come up with an interesting solution or correlation that maybe you haven't seen before. It helps us look at data differently. So this is really your tools to format and build the product, build a solution, and help us think about the markets and the environment to impact how they impact each other different as we're working through this over the next 24 hours. So this challenge is going to go on. We're going to go over here in the corner. If you have any questions for them, please come ask us to help us. And then we'll talk about the attitude about how we want you to build our product together. How are we going to have a solution built around it? And then for the prices, first place we're going to have some Soulking headphones as a Goldman Sachs apparel. Second place we'll have some Goldman Sachs apparel as well. If you want to know more about that, feel free to stop by and ask us questions. With that, I'm going to hand over to Steve.
Thanks, Greg. We'll look for a campaign with you all today. Of course, we'll be here all weekend, and so if you're interested in any sort of opportunities, just learn or well, any of us are more than happy to chat with you all. Thank you.
And with that, we have our last sponsor speaker here. So please welcome Barrett to the stage.
My name's Aaron Lockie. I'm a Senior Director of Product and Technology at Veris. I'll explain a little bit what Veris is. I promise to keep this short because I know y'all want to get on to doing what you're here for. So I won't take too much of your time. Veris is a wholly owned subsidiary startup company within Office Depot, the other Depot. And we are focused on disrupting the B2B e-commerce industry the way many other companies have disrupted B2C. Veris is a protophytic term meaning comma. And so what we're looking to do is become the conductive material between buyers and suppliers. So you may be wondering, well, what does data have to do with that? There's a tremendous amount of data that gets passed back and forth between buyers and suppliers in B2B, petabytes of it actually. A lot of it's a lot of catalog data, a lot of item data, a lot of shipping data. And a lot of this data is very unclean because there's a lot of people that are putting this data in, and humans are best at 3-sigma machine. So we are active, our differentiator, one of the things that we're really keen on is using data science to, and a lot of what y'all are here for today, to automate that, remove a lot of the manual processes that are in place today in B2B. And a lot of that's in place because you can't trust data and you can't trust the people that do that. So we are actively solving it. We're just starting now. So, if you're interested in Veris, or you want a company that you can come to have an impact right away, Veris is your company because this is what, it's very much day one for us. We're starting up all of this now. How do we disrupt this? How do we build in the automation? How do we get that in place in a way that allows companies to actually trust systems as opposed to having to have people in place to trust it? So that's what we're looking to solve. And so now, and it's going to take people like you, people that are interested in solving these types of problems, people are interested in taking data and figuring that out. And so you all are the ones that are going to be contributing to the next generation of technology. Software is great, and it can only take us so far. Software is like a book without words, because it's the data in it that actually gives us the words, and it's the data that's absolutely key to making all the experiences come to life. And you've seen that with the other sponsors and how they're using data and how they need to do that. So that's about it for me. Like I said, I promised to keep it short. So I appreciate your attention. I appreciate everybody's participation in this datathon. And I'm going to hand it back over to Aditya to take the next step. Thank you, everybody.
All right, and thank you to all our sponsors for speaking. And we just now have some housekeeping things to take care of about data. So yeah, first, if you haven't already, please join our Discord at tamudatathon.com. Our Discord is a great way for you to connect with virtual sponsors as well. So we have, in addition to our in-person sponsors, some sponsors will be present on the Discord, including a few who have challenges. So please go to Discord if you want to do a virtual sponsor challenge. We will get some good help there. And also, if you haven't noticed, challenges are out. So if you go to tamudatathon.com/challenges now, you will see challenges with challenge descriptions, all the prizes that are listed. So that is something you can do. And we encourage you to get cracking. So you can enter in multiple challenges with this edition. And you should definitely think about what challenge you want to do for a datathon, or what challenges you want to approach. That's a great way to connect with other participants, is to talk about the different challenges that are there and the options that y'all have. And the submission deadline for Datathon will be tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. So y'all are free to stay here through the night or go home should you so choose. But that's the submission deadline, and after that, we will be judging and sort of wrapping up our event. Now, one more thing is please talk to our sponsors. Talk to our sponsors that are here. They came all the way over here just to talk to y'all. And talk to our sponsors on the Discord. So that's our virtual sponsors as well. They are some of your best resources if you're doing a sponsor challenge. So if you're doing Goldman and GM's challenge, and you should definitely talk to Goldman and GM. They can give you some clues and hints along the way about what you should do. And then, yeah, again, interact with our virtual sponsors via Discord. Just a few sort of housekeeping things about today's schedule. So shortly after the opening ceremony, we're going to be serving lunch. It's at noon, so we'll have that in for you. You can start eating. And then after that, starting at 1 p.m., we will have our first workshop, which is an intro to data science workshop. It's a great place for you to get started. And workshops will run from 1 to 5. So stay tuned for that. Dinner will be served at 7:30, and we'll have a few fun events lined up later in the evening if you choose to stay, which we encourage you to do. Cool. Just a little bit more about workshops. So workshops are just a great resource at Datathon in general. This is a list of all the workshops that we have. We have 2 sponsored workshops in addition, which again, if you're doing a sponsor challenge, you may want to go to those. If you don't know where to get started, workshops are also a great resource. If you don't know where to get started on a challenge, or maybe something just like setting up your environment or getting started with new technologies, go to these workshops. You'll learn a lot. And finally, we have a couple rules and guidelines that we like you all to follow. Tempting as it might be, please do not try and make your way out to Outfield. Stay in this venue. Try not to wander too much. We have some volunteers and security that will keep us where we need to be, but treat this space with respect. It's pretty cool. And also, we believe that everyone has the right to feel safe or happy and feel welcome. So any harassment or bullying of any kind, we will not tolerate. And if anyone is making you feel uncomfortable, even just like accidentally, please tell us. Tell any of the organizers, which are people in the purple hoodies. You can also just talk to our organizer team, who are pretty cool. You know, right? And you can also ask volunteers who have purple shirts for any directions, advice, etc. We'd be happy to help. So yeah, with that, I guess that's everything. You'll have the challenges, you'll have sponsors who you need to talk to them, so please start hacking. Let's go. All right.